Roxy here with Desert Sun Yoga. If your legs are sick and tired of sitting down today, here's a little sequence to stretch them out and get them kind of warm. Go ahead and start by laying on your back in Shavasana. Plant your feet onto the floor, grab onto the backs of your thighs, and start to roll down onto your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Let your arms open out wherever they want to go. And just really gently let yourself sway side to side. Try to press your lower back against the mat or the floor. Give yourself a nice little massage. Good. Pause in the center. Your knees will go in the opposite direction of one another. Try to keep your low back pressed against the floor here as you take circles with your legs. Good, just start to loosen up your hips and warm up your core a little bit. Nice. Go ahead and take your circles in the other direction. Perfect. Pause back in the center. Stretch your legs up to the sky. Stretch your arms up to the sky. Take some circles with your wrists and ankles. Take your circles in the other direction. Good. Pause in the center. Reach up through your legs like you're trying out for the Rockettes. Point through your toes. Squeeze your thighs. Bring your arms down along the sides of your body. Try to keep your belly button pressed down to your spine. Press your lower back down against the mat. Give yourself a big inhale. And just your right leg as you exhale. Lower down as far as you can while keeping your back on the floor. Inhale, nice and controlled. Reach your right leg back up. Switch sides. Exhale, left leg lowers down to hover. Nice and controlled. Inhale, reach it back up. Right leg, exhale, lower down. Inhale, controlled, lift it back up. Hug your rib cage in. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift it up. Feel everything that's pressed against the mat continues to press against the mat. Keep going. Left leg down. Inhale up. Give it 2 more rounds. Exhale brings your right leg down. Inhale, lifts it back up. Left side, exhale, leg down. Inhale, leg up. One more time. Right. Left. Inhale, lift it back up. Perfect. Hug your knees into your chest. This time, wrap your arms around your shins. Bring your forehead to your knees. Curl into a little ball. Take a big breath. Good, then release your legs, stretch your arms overhead. As you exhale, hug your right knee into your chest, give it a little squeeze. And then inhale, stretch back out. Exhale, left knee into your chest, give it a little squeeze. Inhale, stretch back out. 2 more times each side. Exhale, right leg in, give it a little squeeze. Inhale, stretch it back out. Exhale, left leg in. Inhale, stretch out. One more time. Right. Stretch. Left. Stretch. Pause. Big morning stretch. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock and roll a little bit. Roll backwards and forwards onto your butt. Roll back and forth. Little massage. 2 more. Back and forth. Back and forth. Eventually cross your legs, sit up nice and tall, relax your shoulders back, just give yourself a nice deep breath. One more time like that. Inhale, let it go. Good. Plant your hands onto the floor so that you can uncross your legs, and if you have a mat, walk yourself backwards so you're more centered on your mat. Make sure that your wrists are stacked right underneath your shoulders. Try to press into your hands, push yourself away from the floor. Tuck your toes, lift your knees off the floor as you melt your chest back towards your thighs for down dog. Really bent knees here as your hamstrings aren't quite really warm yet. Let your shoulders be nice and broad, and shake your head no. Nice and gentle. Pause in the center, shake your head yes. Always end on a positive note. Good. Pause in the center. As you inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet. Look forward at your hands. Exhale, bend your knees and step your feet forward to your hands. Perfect. Find length in your spine. Inhale, take a half lift. Hug your belly button to your spine. Shoulders away from your ears. Tiny little tuck of your chin. So you're really reaching the crown of your head forward. So you've got a nice line of energy in your spine. Take one more lengthening inhale. Fold, relax, exhale. Heel toe your feet out wider than your hips. So it makes it easy for you to have soft knees and let your torso fold in between your legs. Allow your head to hang down really heavy. Reach for opposite elbows and let your torso sway side to side. Pause in the center. Release the grip of your elbows if you have them and heel toe your feet back to about hip distance apart, which you can usually measure by bringing two fists in between your feet. That pretty nicely stacks the center of your ankles, under the center of your knees, under the center of your hips. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, lengthen your spine, half lift. Plant your hands onto the floor as you exhale, step your feet backwards, lift your hips up to the sky, melt into downward facing dog. And take some time to pedal out your heels. Nice. Pause in the center. Take an inhale, reach your right toes up to the sky. Keep your shoulders squared to the floor. Avoid buckling down into your left shoulder. Keep yourself nice and steady and stable. Flex your right foot and pivot your right hip open. Bend your right knee, bring your heel towards your butt. Good. Take a big breath. Reach your right toes high up to the sky. And as you exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Good. Pause here. Try to square it up. Pull your right hip backwards. Push your left hip forward so that you feel your belly is strong. You feel your hips are squared. Let your back knee come to the floor. Good. Untuck your toes. Try to push the top of your left foot down against the mat so you're not dumping pressure onto your left kneecap. Bring your hands up onto your right thigh. Shoulders down. Take notice of how your low back feels here. If it feels kind of cranky, bring your hips backwards until they stack above your knee or you don't feel any pressure in your low back. Good. Shoulders down. Take 2 breaths. Plant your hands down onto the floor. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up, and step into your downward facing dog again. Good, shoulders are broad. Keep your upper body exactly how it is. Press into the mounds right underneath your pointer fingers. Don't let them lift and tent off the floor. Lift your left leg up to the ceiling. Try to open your left hip so your hips almost feel like they're stacked. Bend your left knee, bring your heel to your butt. Good. Take one more breath. Point your left toes up to the ceiling and step your left foot forward in between your hands. Make sure your knee is stacked right on top of your ankle and that it doesn't shoot in front of it. Try to square your hips again. Right hip forward, left hip back. Let your back knee come to the floor, untuck your toes, press into the top of your right foot, bring your hands up onto your left thigh, and take any adjustments that you need. Pain is not gain in your yoga practice. Shoulders relax. Give it 2 breaths. Good. Plant your hands back down onto the mat, frame your foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up. Step into downward facing dog. Step your feet out wider than your mat and take as many steps forward as you need to for your heels to be fully planted on the floor, and you're still melting your chest back into down dog, shoulders are broad. Good. Lift up onto the ball of your right foot, bend your right knee a lot, let your hips sink towards the right. Extend through your right leg again, bring your heel down to the floor. Lift up onto the ball of your left foot, bend your left knee, let your hips sink down towards the left. Extend through your left leg again, heels down to the floor. Take a deep breath. Walk your hands back towards your feet and start to pivot your heels to face each other. Toes face out away from you, and maybe you need to bring your heels a little bit closer into each other as you start to bend your knees, sink your hips down, and like duck walk it out. Start to loosen up your hips here a little bit. Nice. Eventually, you'll start to feel steady enough that you can pause in the center, heels on the floor, knees wide, palms together. Press your triceps against your inner thighs. Try to sit nice and tall, and see if you can also relax your inner thighs. Give yourself a little double chin. Take a deep breath. Good. You're going to interlace your fingers, Charlie's Angel style. Press into your feet. Squeeze your inner thighs. Start to stand up. Inhale, reach your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, bend your knees, slowly sink back down into that yoga squat. Good. Inhale, stand yourself up, squeeze your inner thighs as you lift. Exhale, sink back down into that yoga squat. Good. Inhale, stand up, squeeze, reach up. Exhale, sink down into your yoga squat. Let's do 3 more like that. Inhale up. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale up. Exhale, sink it down. One more time. Inhale, squeeze it up. This time, exhale, sink it down just halfway. Tuck your tailbone, hug your ribs in. Don't give up on me now. Stay. Squeeze. Breathe. Woo, sing a little lower. Don't give up. Don't stop. Sing lower. Tuck your tail. Sit tall. Sing a little lower. Woo, breathe and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Stand all the way up. Woo. Heel toe your feet to about hip distance apart. Go ahead and walk up to the top of your mat. Shake it out. Oh yeah, legs are warm? I hope so. Inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees on the way down. Find length in your spine. Inhale, half lift. Plant your hands down onto the floor as you exhale. Step back, high plank. Shoulders away from your ears. Lean forward 1/4 or 1/2 inch. Exhale, chatur on the dip. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders up, dog. Lift through your hips. Exhale, melt back down, dog. Excellent. Take a full breath here. Let your knees come down onto the floor. Sweep your legs off to one side. Sit your hips down onto the mat. Sweep your legs out in front of you. Good. Extend your legs out and scoot your cheek meat out of the way so you feel nice and firm wherever you are. Sit tall. Maybe you gotta lift some belly up out of the way, because I want you to sit as tall as you can. Flex your toes up to the ceiling. Give yourself a lengthening inhale. Hinge forward at your hips as you exhale. Only go as far as you can with a long spine. then stop. Now, I'm decently flexible in my hamstrings, but with a long spine, I'm not getting super far here. I want you to have just that tiny itty-bitty tuck of your chin, reach to the crown of your head, flex your toes. Every inhale, your lungs fill, and you grow a little taller in your spine. Every exhale, your lungs deflate. Maybe you get just a little deeper. Take one more lengthening inhale. Passively fold as you exhale. Let the upper part of your spine round. Relax your legs. Palms face up. Don't reach for it. Let gravity do the work here for you. Take one more breath. Raise your fingertips against the floor. Try to lengthen your spine until you're back in that half lift. Engage through your legs. And then peel yourself all the way back up. Good. Step your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Plant your hands onto the floor behind you. And just windshield wiper your knees side to side. Perfect. And pause. Plant your feet on the floor again. If you're on a mat, you might need to scooch forward a little bit. Grab on. Have something, whether it's a block or a big pillow or a little pile of blankets, have something nearby so that when you grab onto the backs of your thighs, you can roll down onto your back. Slide your feet a little bit closer to your butt, not necessarily within finger's reach, but not super far away from you either. So you just need to be able to press into your feet so you can lift your hips and slide your prop underneath your sacrum. Good. From here, you can stay just like this, arms open out wherever they might want to. Feet can stay grounded. As long as there's no pain in your low back, you can allow your legs to go out long and maybe even wide. I usually use the distance of a mat to let me know how wide I can go, and just open. Take one more breath. And start to plant your feet back down onto the floor if they're not already. Press into your feet so that you can lift your hips up. Slide your block out from underneath you and let your hips come back down onto the floor. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And just like at the beginning of our video here, let your hips sway side to side. Good. Grab onto the backs of your thighs, roll backwards and forwards. You can come up to a nice tall seat. I hope your legs are feeling a little bit better and that you're ready to get back to your day. Namaste.